15-member committee made up of governors and traditional rulers has been mandated to compile key recommendations, including constitutional rules, to be included in a bill to establish a National Council of Traditional Rulers. The committee, chaired by Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, is to harmonize recommendations to clarify the role of traditional rulers in ensuring security at the grassroots. Governor Dapo Abiodun of Ogun State made this disclosure to newsmen on Wednesday evening at a State House Conference Center in Abuja after a joint meeting between the governors and traditional rulers. He said that both parties discussed the need for community policing, intelligence sharing, and the role of traditional rulers in ensuring security at their local communities as part of a proposed amendment to the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We're now being joined by Arise News analyst Dayo Sobowale to look at the essence and desirability of the moves, giving the clamor for a reduction in the cost of governance in Nigeria. Welcome to the show. It's good to see you.
Pleasure being here.
Awesome. So I think my first question to you, honestly, is this a good move? Is this something that is needed? And then when we look at the fact that we indeed have been clamoring for a reduction of a reduction in the cost of governance, is this going in the other direction, or is this something that is really needed on the back end of security?
You're talking of eminent people, royalty.
Yeah.
So you have to mind your language.
Of course.
Okay. Now, I think if you want to talk about their welfare, yes. If they have an impact on security breaches and they can make their locality secure, yes. But to say that we should put the role of traditional rulers in the Constitution, it is uncalled for. It's not what we need. In terms of cost, like you rightly noted, it is uncalled for at this particular point in time.
Yeah.
But you see, we are a democracy. See, to talk of democratic tradition or traditional monarchies or democratic monarchies, it's an oxymoron. It's a contradiction in terms. Tradition and democracy, they don't go hand in hand. Basically, because a traditional ruler is there by right of birth. A democratic leader is there through participatory representative democracy. The power is at the ballot box. The game has changed since colonialism came, disbanded our traditional institution, and created democracy. I think what we should do is to strengthen our democracy. Strengthen our democracy, broaden it. Although I smell the rat in the role the governors are playing now. Get me? But let's leave it at that for now.
Okay, well said, Mr. Sobowale. Yeah. Now, of course, we do know that some traditional rulers have been criticized for partisan politics. So I'm just wondering how we can prevent this council from becoming another tool used for political manipulation.
Yes, it is a manipulation in that direction. And that's why I said I smell a rat. You see, the first suspicion I have, how come it is the governors forum that is bringing in traditional council in the Constitution at this particular point in time, when government is planning to make the local government financially independent. And it is an open secret that some governors are fighting against that. Now, what sort of company are the governors keeping with the traditional rulers? When we know that in the competition for power at the state, there's always problem between some activist traditional rulers and governors. Kano is the best example for that. Know what is going on in Kano. Although they said, Yesu Nupe said, traditional rulers are well equipped, they are professionals and all that. And the government can make use of them. That is a strength for them in looking after their locality. But it is a danger to our democracy. You can look at the case of the Emir of Kano was a CBN governor, and was so critical of government that you don't know whether he was in office or as a traditionalist or as a Democrat.
True.
So, you see, if they want to take care of the welfare of these eminent royalties, let them make provision, give them good salaries, build palaces for them. But if they want to participate in democratic process, let them put down their crowns, campaign, and let people vote for them at the ballot box.
Definitely. Well, for many Nigerians, Mr. Sobowale, traditional rulers do hold a symbolic and cultural value, but still don't have that formalized political power, just like you rightfully said. So in this conversation about granting them constitutional roles, do you maybe think that that could in itself shift this perception in a meaningful way, or you still hold water to the fact that it might risk politicizing these institutions that have traditionally stood apart from partisan politics?
Have you landed?
Yes.
See, you want to bring back the hand of the clock. They lost power, the traditional lost power during colonialism. And we are in democracy now. Even the governors, you see, who are there, I don't think they really are meaning what they are saying.
Why?
Because they can't cede power. The Constitution gives them, they had, even before we came to this, the DOs, district officers, had power over the traditional rulers. You see, the era of traditionalism is gone. And where you have it, where you have people with human rights, who know their rights, cohabiting with people who invoke tradition, there will be tension. And invariably there will be tyranny. You get me? So the traditionalists or the traditional institution, they lost power to the colonialists. And then the colonialists brought democracy. And we have imbibed democracy. You can't go back to where we were before. You see, unfortunately, the British, our colonial masters, they kept their own monarchy. It's a constitutional monarchy. But the queen is to be, a king is to be seen and not heard. It's the elected government that runs the government. So we cannot, at this age and time, although some institutions are trying to marry the two, but you see, it leads to suppression of rights. Because if you are a Democrat, you are elected, you will know your rights, you want your freedom of speech. Traditional institutions do not allow that. You will be making, they say you are making a breach of the Constitution. And it's like you are being insolent or stupid. But you see, what government should do is to quicken the pace at which we give autonomy, financial autonomy to the local governments. So we know who has the power. But if you are talking of giving autonomy to the local government, and I am repeating myself, and the governors who don't want that are trying to bring in the traditional ruler into a constitutional arrangement, it is mischievous. It's extremely mischievous, and it's not sincere. So let government go and ask the committee that is set up to release the report on the independence of the local government to speed up the work.
Also, Mr. Sobowale.
And let it be on board.
In about 45 seconds, what metrics would measure the effectiveness of in about 45 seconds.
What metrics?
What metrics would measure the effectiveness?
The effectiveness of what?
We've lost 20 seconds. What metrics would measure the effectiveness of traditional rulers' constitutional roles?
I don't want it.
I know, but in the event that what you don't want happens.
I think it is a no-go area.
Okay.
It's good to have projected it in time, but I'm suspicious of it, that it will affect our grassroots democracy. And I'm interested in the dividends of democracy flowing down right to the grassroots, so that local governments can function and improve their areas, while the state takes care of the state level, and the government takes care of the federation.
I know we have to go, but I really have to pick your brain on this, because we know that the traditional rulers play a key role in community policing and grassroots intelligence sharing. Yes. So what way do you see that they can support the existing security structures without creating parallel structures?
They should not create, let's say, build good palaces for them, give them good salaries, let them enjoy the perquisites of office, but they should not interfere in democratic governance. They lost power on that during colonialism. It's nobody's business now.
All right.
Right.
Sam.
Yeah.
Mr. Sobowale, I have missed you so.